Welcome back to Tax to You, the practical tax channel where we answer all of your tax related questions. Today I'm going to be looking at how to register for self-assessment. To do this, I'm going to cover reasons that you may need to register. I'm going to look at the deadline for self-assessment registration, and then we'll look at how to get yourself registered. Before we get into it today though, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more helpful tax content. Submit your questions in the comments below and we will ensure to get them answered, either in the form of a reply or possibly a dedicated video just like this one. You can also get in touch via our website using the link below, because although our aim is always to educate our clients as much as possible and share this information, we understand that tax can be confusing, stressful and time consuming, and that's where we can step in and help. Check out the thousands of reviews on Trustpilot from clients who trusted us to do just that. And for those of you looking to get registered and set up as quickly as possible, I'm also linking to our UTR registration form below, which can be completed in as little as 3 minutes. So let's take a look at reasons you may need to register for self-assessment. Let's start with what is probably the most common reason that you might need to register, and that's self-employment. There are lots of different roles and trades that will often be classified as self-employed. The construction industry, for one, is predominantly staffed by self-employed workers. Carpenters, joiners, electricians, plumbers, painters, roofers, bricklayers all rank amongst our most common clients, but technically any line of work can be self-employed under the right conditions. That's why we also work with self-employed drivers, self-employed cleaners and self-employed carers. The list is practically endless. Now, technically not everyone with a self-employment will need to register, because if your turnover is less than £1,000 from self-employment, then HMRC aren't actually interested, and there would be no requirement to report this to them. So by the letter of the law, you could have a small self-employment and not register for self-assessment. Unfortunately though, this won't apply to most self-employed individuals, and you'll need to remember that the £1,000 threshold is from all self-employment. So if you have multiple trades, you'll need to combine the turnover to see if that exceeds £1,000. Another common reason is where you have income from renting out a property. This could be renting out a room in your own home, it could be a holiday let that you let out in the summer months, or a more traditional longer term let. Income from any of these sources may need to be declared on a tax return and therefore require you to register for self-assessment. If you're claiming rent-a-room relief for renting a room in your own home, then the first £7,500 of income for an individual doesn't actually need reporting on a tax return at all, as the rent-a-room relief will apply automatically. Anything in excess of this would require you to register for self-assessment. If it's a holiday let or longer term let, the rules are different. The first £1,000 of property income is covered by a property allowance, which means no registration would be required. Between £1,000 and £2,500 can be reported to HMRC via phone, in which case they will usually be able to adjust your tax code to account for the extra tax payable. But still, there might not actually be any requirement to register for self-assessment. Anything exceeding £2,500 though would need reporting on a tax return and therefore require you to register for self-assessment. A third common reason you may need to register for self-assessment is where you are liable to pay the high income child benefit tax charge. This is a charge payable by anyone who receives child benefits, either directly or possibly through their partner claiming, and who has income exceeding £50,000 in a tax year. In order to pay this tax charge, those who are liable would need to register for self-assessment to do so. Other reasons you may need to register include because you have income from a partnership, because you need to report a capital gain or loss, because you want to claim employment-related expenses, or because you have foreign income. Now let's take a look at the deadline for self-assessment registration. Where you've decided that you do need to register and you need to complete that tax return, you're going to need to make sure that you've registered by the 5th of October that follows the end of the tax year that you need to register for. The tax year runs from the 6th of April in one year through to the 5th of April in the following year. The period from the 6th of April 2022 through to the 5th of April 2023 would be known as the 22-23 tax year, referring to the 2 calendar years that it spans. So if I had income in the 22-23 tax year that needs reporting, then I would need to register by the 5th of October 2023. If I fail to do so, then I risk being fined by HMRC. I would point out though that delaying your registration just because you're worried about receiving a penalty is not recommended. It's best to get registered as soon as possible, even if you've missed that deadline. Pick up the phone to HMRC as they're usually pretty understanding in this situation. Now let's look at how to register for self-assessment. And there are actually a few different ways to register for self-assessment, and which one you use will depend on your reason for registration, which can make things confusing. The one essential item anyone will need though is a UTR number, or unique taxpayer reference. To keep things simple, we've created an easy to use service which you'll find using the link below that will ensure all appropriate forms are submitted to HMRC and trigger a UTR number to be sent directly to your home address. Just enter your basic personal information into the form and follow the steps. Our team will then make sure any paperwork is completed and submitted correctly in the background. Just know that when you want to apply for a UTR number to work as self-employed in the construction industry under CIS, make sure that you select the correct self-employed job title, as based on that job title, your UTR will also be activated for CIS if necessary. Working in the construction industry requires your UTR to be activated for CIS, and that will only happen if you select a construction industry job title such as carpenter, electrician or plumber. To learn more about UTR numbers, check out the video linked in a card now. After viewing this video, you should now understand the reasons that you may need to register for self-assessment. You'll know the deadline for self-assessment registration, and you'll know how to get yourself registered. Don't forget, if you're having any trouble at Tax2You, we provide an easy to use self-assessment service and would be happy to help whatever your situation. Just follow the link below. That is all for today. Don't forget to check us out using the link below and subscribe to the channel for more helpful tax content. Thank you for watching. See you next time.